All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the In The Huddle podcast. One of your hosts, Sam.
I'm Chris.
And we got a little Thanksgiving special for you guys today. We got a few segments. Happy holidays. Chris, where do you want to start? I think we got
You want to say what we're thankful for?
Sure, let's do that first. It's a shorter episode. I don't think we really got to roll any intros or anything because, we just want to get right into it. So let's start with what we're thankful for, Chris. I think you've had some big news happen, so we all know what you're going to say. I'll give you the fourth first.
I woke up this morning, look at my phone, get a text. Matt Canada is gone. Check my Twitter. It's official. He's gone. I never have to see this guy ruin this offense ever again. I never thought I would ever hate a coordinator as much as I do. Using the word hate with an offensive coordinator, with the coach, is something that is wild for me. This dude sabotaged us. The spy from the Ravens is gone. I think this is the first time the Steelers have made an in-season move with anyone on the coaching staff. I want to say since 1941 or 45 something. So this is the first time in a lot of people's lifetimes this has happened. So it's not just a monumental day in my life. It's a monumental day in the life of football for this one to happen because this may never happen again.
It's about time that this happened. And good. You know what? That shows that the Steelers are still one of the best organizations around, and they actually care about their fans because that's what you guys have literally been asking for 2 years now. So congrats, Chris. Happy you're thankful for that.
Took a little bit too long to happen, but better late than never. More like 2 seasons too late. But what are you going to do?
I'm thankful for my parents in the football realm not forcing any team on me as a child because, man, I mean, my dad's a Bengals fan. If he forced me to be a Bengals fan, that'd be pretty rough. If, we live in the New York metropolitan area, so if anyone forced me to be a Jets or Giants fan, that would be terrible. So I'm really thankful that I had, the leeway to pick whatever I wanted. And Chris, I'm just such a genius, Pick the Chiefs, 5 years old. What's going on? I mean, I'll take it. Oh, except for the game we're literally about to talk about, where I'm going to have like a heart attack because I'm so pissed. But other than that, very happy. So I'm thankful for that. And all right, I guess you have it behind me, so let's just get it over with.
Chiefs, Eagles.
You start talking about it because I have this today. I'm not gonna start shaking in front of the camera again, but do something a little bit different. I'm gonna take a couple because I'm gonna have a really really bad headache throughout this entire segment. Jasper, if you want, you can, but I don't suggest it for dogs. I'm sorry.
This game was something that I didn't expect. This is the best offense that the Chiefs played in a long time, and the best team they have played all year, and they held them to 21 points. It was a sloppy game on both sides. Chiefs had 5 drops this game.
Jasper?
They have the most drops, I think 26 through 10 weeks. I think that ties the most in NFL history. But I'm not too shocked by that being how weak their wide receiver core is. It's really Travis Kelce, who's a tight end, and then you have Rashee Rice, who's been good, but is he a number 1 wide receiver and anywhere else around the league? Not really. So the receiving core will get fixed more so next year. MVS, he didn't succeed with Rodgers, and he isn't succeeding with Mahomes. It's a him issue. You don't succeed with 2 of the best quarterbacks ever. You had that drop that cost him the game late after you had that stupid roughing the passer penalty, which those penalties suck. It's a football play. You're going to make contact with the quarterback, but
2-step rule.
It's so stupid, that entire thing. The quarterback, it's football. It's a contact sport.
No, I don't agree that it should have been called roughing the passer, but technically by rule.
If we're going by rule.
But no, I don't agree with the rule either. I'm just saying
the rule is soft.
Technically, so. No, I know it is soft.
The rule is soft.
Look, I'm not going to be a guy. Go ahead. No, actually, you go. I'll get into a rant.
When it comes to that, we live in the world when if that happened and the Chiefs and Valdez-Scantling catches the ball, Chiefs win, everyone's going back to that. But that didn't happen, so nobody's bringing that up. We need to look at it from both light. I just wish that call would not happen because I just hate that rule because it's weak. You see it all the time. But this is about
the refs were terrible all night.
This is about.
Oh my gosh! We have never seen Jasper move the football. You know what? All right, we'll keep it here for now. But Jasper, enough.
The question is, we saw this game last year in the Super Bowl. We saw it now. Could this be a Super Bowl rematch?
I hope not. I really don't want to see the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I'm so sick of this fucking team.
This game, I know it was built up to be this crazy game, but
it was a crazy game just because it wasn't 38-35 again. I don't know why people keep expecting a Chiefs game to be a shootout. This is a different team.
We're so used to it from years past.
But it's week 11 at this
I thought
point.
there would have been more fireworks, especially from the
I
Philadelphia.
think 24-21.
Especially from the Philadelphia
And
side.
it would have been 24-21 if MVS caught the ball. I would have been exactly right on my prediction.
That is pretty crazy. Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot to really go over.
Listen,
I know you have a lot, but
I got 2 Tylenols in my stomach right now.
You lose.
So if
Do you
I
see-
scream, at least I have some backup.
do you see what Jasper?
What is
doing?
Jasper doing? Something's making him anxious. Maybe it's just the tension I'm giving off right now because I'm so depressed.
This Chiefs
from this
offense
loss.
different. The AFC playoff picture is wild right
Ruined
now.
for us. It's ruined.
I still have faith that they'll get the one seed.
Fucking Okay, I gotta actually limit my cursing. That's the last time I'm gonna curse. I promise. But the freaking Ravens, man, are the 1 seed now. We've absolutely
You were saying Super Bowl favorites for them for a few weeks now.
yeah, but I really thought the Chiefs would just do enough to get it. We still can. We still absolutely can. I mean, we have
The offense.
we have
is
a
gonna be
pretty
fixed, though.
we have a pretty easy schedule coming up. We got the Raiders, Packers,
Let's pull that up.
Patriots, the Raiders again. I think we got the Bengals without Burrow now. I think our only tough games left are the Bills and the Chargers play us tough, so maybe the Chargers.
I'm not worried about the Chargers.
Yeah, but they always play us tough.
You
I don't
know,
look,
the final week of the season, teams love to play spoilers. That could come into play, but I'm not worried about it. The Bills game is the one that I'll be most concerned about. But
Yeah,
I think that's a win the way Buffalo's been playing.
basically, we're filming this right after the game happened the next day, so I'm still pretty fresh. All I had was one night to sleep on it. There's at least 4 or 5 plays that are just running rent free in my head, and they will be for at least a week. Chris, it's you know what it is. You know what the worst part of it is that it just feels like we're wasting a year of prime Mahomes, of prime Andy Reid, and Travis Kelce's 34 years old. Look, I don't know what he's dealing with. I don't know if he's dealing with an injury. It looks like he kind of hurt his foot in the beginning of the game. But the last few games, I mean, he had 14 yards against the Dolphins. He didn't play well other than the touchdown in this game. He looks slow. He looks out of it. He looks tired. I don't know if he's dealing with something or his age is finally catching up with him. I'm a little bit concerned about that. But just overall, I'm really, really disappointed. It's one thing with the Lions game. This was very similar to the Lions game. But the difference is that was week 1. You have the entire season ahead of you to be like, oh, that was just a weird fluky game. We got Mahomes. We got this offense. We're going to figure it out. It's week 11. It's November 21st. The Super Bowl's in 2 months. What are we like? We had 2 weeks to prepare for this. And it's the same thing, if not even worse. 26 drops on the season, Chris.
That's bad.
26 drops. That's the worst in the NFL. I'm pretty sure we had at least 5 or 6 drops just in this fucking game.
It was 5.
I'm sorry, I can't keep cursing, but I can't help it. I'm
was
done.
5, yeah,
I promise. 5? Was it 5?
Yeah,
okay.
5.
5 drops, at least 3 from Justin Watson, who had just a completely hot and cold game. He made great plays, and then he dropped a wide open 3rd down, and then he dropped the wide open, beautiful, perfect pass from Mahomes on 4th and 25. And then obviously MVS, who needs to be cut today. I know he's not going to because the Chiefs, they're loyal and whatever, they're an honorable organization. I don't care. He should be cut. Like him, Sky Moore is completely useless. I've said this for weeks. Get him off the team. You know what? I actually changed my mind on Kadarius Toney. I think if you get him the ball quickly, in space, designed plays for him, he's actually very, very good. He is dangerous with the ball in his hands. I'm fine with Kadarius Toney. He had a good game last night, especially returning punts. Sky Moore off the team, MVS off the team. He's been completely useless for the Chiefs, Chris. He's had 1 touchdown this year. 1. He's had 4 touchdowns for the Chiefs in 2 years.
Well, I don't
He's
think that
supposed
should
to
be
be a
shocking
deep threat.
anyone. He
is absolutely terrible.
This is the same story when he was younger.
But at least he would
with
connect
Rodgers.
with a few of the deep touchdowns. His longest touchdown with the Chiefs was in week 7 with the Chargers, and it was like 30 yards. That's it.
I would never be someone to get excited over MVS.
I'm not saying I'm getting excited over him, but he has one job in the NFL, and that's to be a speedster that can catch the long ball occasionally.
And
And
he'll
he
do
is
that 2 or 3 times a year.
continuously, not with the Chiefs, honestly. He has continuously failed. It's frustrating. He's ruined. This wide receiver corps is ruining games for us. And you know what, Kelsey? You're not getting off easy either. You fumbled so many times in your career. That's your one caveat. You drop at least 1 pass a game, and then in big moments, a lot of the time, I remember that game against the Bengals last year in the regular season. You fumbled that game away as well. So you're not getting off easy this time. I don't know if you're distracted, you're injured, or you're just not in it, but that's unacceptable from a Pro Bowl Hall of Fame tight end.
Who knew losing Juju would give Chiefs fans such a headache?
That's what I'm saying too. I actually think that was our biggest mistake because people are going to be like, you know, would have caught that pass? Tyreek Hill. Guys, we already proved in the Dolphins game that we don't need Tyreek Hill. Okay, I mean, obviously, yes, we love Tyreek Hill right now, but that's not the reason why we're struggling this season. The reason is because our organization is so stubborn this season that they didn't go out on the trade deadline and get another guy. They didn't re-sign Juju for a cheap price. I don't understand. They really had that much confidence in Sky Moore. I mean, how do you not see this coming? Was he really that good in practice? Really? Because he's been awful in the games. So they have absolutely let us down, wasting a year of Mahomes right now. And for the first time ever, Chris, I was like the most humble, the most nervous, the most grateful Chiefs fan ever last year. Good thing we're starting the season doing this on camera in 2023, because if it was last year, it'd be too boring. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I was happy the whole time. Remember, I was like, Chris, I'm just so grateful. What amazing. And I still am. Of course I am. I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm saying... I can't even talk right now. There's so much going through my head. I'm just saying that for the first time ever, I said last year I would never lose confidence in this team again, but I can't help it. It's the same thing. The first half of the season, it's like, okay, we got a second half to go. We got the bye coming up. We'll get it figured out. But that's it. It's week 11 now. You just blew the biggest game of the regular season. And that's it. I'm not going to go into any game now with confidence. We've scored 0 points in the second half of the last 3 games. Since week 7, Chris, we've had 7 points in the second half. That's 4 games. 7 points. And that was a dump-off screen to Pacheco in garbage time to cement the game. That's it.
It's been bad.
We have the worst second-half offense in the entire NFL, averaging 5 points per game with Patrick Mahomes. And he's throwing perfect dimes in this game. He's doing everything he can. And, you know, I've been knocking on the play calling this year. I actually thought we were great with play calling. Andy was great last night. This is the first time this year I've seen them on 2nd and 3rd and short just hand it off to Pacheco and we get the first down. There was no issue there. And that's the saddest part, Chris, is it feels like we're just wasting Mahomes, we're wasting Reed, and we're wasting a top 3 defense who played their freaking hearts out last night.
I'm obviously,
it's such a waste.
You're overreacting to this entire thing, saying you're wasting them. It's one season. You guys are still tied for the 2nd seed. Still can win the Super Bowl. You have the best quarterback in Mahomes. So
no, Chris, I get it.
There's a big overreaction.
This is exactly how I felt when the Patriots were going through the middle of their dynasty. You're just so used to them winning all the time. Yeah, they're going to get it figured out. Sure, if this is September, it's November, and we're having the same issue, if not even worse. It's one thing if Mahomes is struggling or our play calling is struggling, and then, yeah, they'll get it together. They have everything perfect. We know what the issue is. It's just the wide receivers. That's the issue.
That's
it
not
doesn't
getting
matter
fixed this year.
if Mahomes,
it's going to be a draft and offseason.
Exactly.
issue.
That's why we're wasting this season with a prime 28-year-old Mahomes and Kelsey, who honestly looking like he's on his last few years at this point, and a top 3 defense that's only going to get older and more expensive. Not to mention our offensive line too. We're going to have to pay Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith next year.
Well, the NFL seems to have unlimited cap space with the way these signings are going, so I wouldn't be too concerned about all that.
I am concerned. I really am. And
you're tied for the 2 seed. Things are going to fall. You're going to end up the 1 seed.
But Chris,
it's how it's
Mahomes
going to
could
happen.
throw the most perfect pass to a wide open receiver, and it won't matter. It just won't matter at the end of the day. Like, I've lost all confidence, and this is the first time in the Mahomes era I felt like this. If we are playing the Ravens in the AFC Championship game, and we're down 4, and Mahomes has the ball, I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about the receivers. And I'm genuinely not confident anymore that we're going to go out and win the game. Now they have to prove it to me. And I know I sound like a spoiled Chiefs fan, and you might think I'm overreacting, but I'm at least trying to mentally prepare myself for a hard reality that's been shown time after time every game this season. It's just the truth.
There's no preparing for that.
I got to mentally prepare to be disappointed, because
no matter how much you prepare,
it feels like Chiefs Bucks, where Mahomes just running around doing everything he can. It doesn't matter. It's sad. I mean, look, obviously we always have a chance, but I'm just saying, like, everything could go right, and it's the turnovers, the penalties as well, and then the receivers. So I don't know. I'm done ranting, but it's really tough. It was a really tough game to watch. Congrats to Eagles fans. You know, at least this wasn't the Super Bowl. Imagine this was the Super Bowl
That would be so
and
funny.
not the other game. I mean,
I
thank
would-
God we're the ones that at least came out with the ring last year. So
I wouldn't
at least
even
we
have.
have that.
I wouldn't even have shown up if this is about the Super Bowl episode.
No, thank God.
I don't know if he would have shown up. Would it have been?
Oh
the
man,
team- it would've been Jasper
good
just
thing I
sitting
took
right
a
here.
Tylenol. I really genuinely have a headache. I have a really bad headache now from ranting. But
You know,
Chris,
it wasn't as bad as the fantasy thing. I thought this would have been worse, being that it was less time off.
thank God I won in fantasy, guys. I'm 6-5. I was 4-3 when I ranted a few weeks ago, so I went 2-2 since, and then we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. But Chris, look,
Thanksgiving time.
I'm grateful to be a Chiefs fan, but that was really frustrating, and we'll keep tabs on it the rest of the season. Okay,
You're one game ahead of me now with the game picks.
that's right. You picked the Eagles. I picked
Yep.
the Chiefs. So yeah, I'm only one game ahead. We tied. What were we, like 9-5 this week, something like that?
You 9-5.
Yeah.
9-5.
Okay. All right. So, sweating. Man, that's what happens. That's what happens when a game like that happens. All right.
All right.
Let's do our
Some
three.
Packers-Lions talk.
Yeah, some 3 Thanksgiving games in a couple of days, Chris. Like tradition, the Lions go first. So you want to give your prediction?
Yeah, so Packers are weak at running back. Everyone's questionable. We have no idea what's going to happen there. The Packers, Jordan Love, he's not very good. This Packers team isn't very good. Christian Watson, he looks like he's dust already. It seems
At least he scored last week.
he had two.
That's an improvement. No, he literally had like 2 targets.
Yeah, and he had the 1 touchdown catch.
Although I
but
will say,
that Jaden Reed had a good game.
no, their rookies actually
Yeah.
looked pretty good last week. Romeo Dobbs,
It's a little bit of a quarterback issue right there right now. But you know what? That's not going to be enough. The key for the Packers to beat the Lions is going to be able to stop the run game. The Packers don't have a very good run defense. I'm confident that Jair Alexander could slow down for the most part Amon-Ra. I don't think shut him down completely, but hold him to not one of these explosion spots, like 150 yards, 2 touchdown type games, maybe like 60 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
I'd say look out more for Jameson Williams. I
Yeah.
think he's starting to
It's going to
emerge.
be like a Khalif Raymond, something like that.
Josh Reynolds.
Those
he's
guys
on.
we're going to be able to beat you.
Sam Laporta, please. You've been kind of selling in fantasy the last few weeks.
I really feel it's going to be another big David Montgomery day.
Probably.
But
yeah, honestly.
I'll give my score. I think the Lions beat the Packers. I think it's a fun game to open up Thanksgiving. I think it's 28-20.
Okay, I agree. I don't think it's going to be as close. I got the Lions winning it 30-16, moving to 9-2, guaranteeing on how often have the Lions guaranteed on Thanksgiving that they're going to have a winning record?
Never.
That's crazy.
Never.
We got to check those stats. But we got Dallas, Washington. This game's going to suck. Sometimes Washington goes out there and upsets Dallas on Thanksgiving. It's happened a few times.
Yeah,
but this year I don't see it.
Dallas is coming into this game playing the Giants and Panthers back to back, both very bad teams and putting up extraordinary numbers. And Washington's pass defense isn't anything to really lose sleep over. I think they're ranked dead last in the league or close to it.
Close to it, yeah.
And a lot of the Chargers are
terrible.
dead last. Well,
Yeah, I think
Washington's
it's Chargers, Washington, maybe Eagles.
Yeah, they're all pretty bad. So I think Dallas wins this game. But on the other side, Washington is going to have to throw the ball to keep up. Howell, he can easily throw the ball for 300-plus yards. We've seen it time and time again this year. So with that being said, I think that points will be put up in this game. A tough Cowboys defense, but with the amount that Washington's going to have to score, they're going to have to put up points. So I will say Dallas will win 37 and Washington 28.
Pretty close. So with Dallas, I also have scoring 37, but Washington 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think their defense is too bad for it to really be an upset. And then finally, it's one of those classic 2023 on paper, looks great, divisional matchup in that rowdy environment in Seattle.
It's really not.
Let's be real.
It's
the
not.
49ers are winning this game.
No Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Gino's a little
Come on.
banged up, but he'll play.
Exactly.
49ers.
They're rolling again.
Yep.
This is going to be their 3rd win in a row.
49ers got hurt, and now they're healthy again, and they're rolling. So no surprise there. Sam, what do you have?
I got it. I think, the 49ers dominate the entire game. It might look closer than it is. I'll give the Seahawks a garbage touchdown, but San Francisco wins 35-23.
Yeah, I'm saying San Francisco wins. I'm going to say 29-17.
All right.
Bit of a disappointing way to end off, but, it should be fun, especially make sure you have some guys in your fantasy lineup playing on Thursday for some more incentive to watch the game. As you know, this is always my favorite day of football throughout the entire year. Food, family, football.
Other than the Super Bowl.
Nothing better. The Thanksgiving slate.
Yeah, favorite slate. That makes sense.
It's always
Or
my
the red
favorite.
zone.
Something
I actually think I have to disagree with you. I think it's really nice to have it in the background or if your team's playing, but I don't know. I never find myself getting super hyped for the Thanksgiving games.
I think it's just because
I love the tradition and I love having it on, but like I'm never like that's the first thing I think of when it's Thanksgiving. I think of playing in a turkey bowl and then I think of food.
No, I think it's the whole thing, just everything, no school, family, Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah, it's a nice tradition.
Everything kind of bundles up, and you have football there, so it's always a good time because nothing beats family, food, and football.
Exactly, and family, friends, food. The Mount Rushmore of F's: family, friends, food, football. That's all you need. Okay. Well, speaking of Thanksgiving, we have a top 3 list coming at you. Just last episode, we did some Ben and Jerry's. This time, of course, it's going to be Thanksgiving themed. Chris, you get to pick any foods. It's not just, it could be sides, desserts. It could be just gravy. It could be the turkey. It could be anything. So we're going to do our top 3. Chris, how about you start from number 3?
Number 3. This is tough because...
And it also can be a specific dish that your family makes that no one else has as well. Because I have one on there. You could just boast about it and give it some free advertising.
Number 3, I'm a big pumpkin guy, so I'm going to go with the dessert pumpkin pie. That's my favorite pie. It's that and key lime are the only 2 pies I like, but pumpkin pie, nothing beats like that's like a pumpkin loaf.
No, I'm not a pumpkin guy.
Creme brulee. I love everything pumpkin, so pumpkin pie has to be up there.
I respect it. I respect it because it's very Thanksgiving. People love pumpkin. I'm not a big pumpkin guy, so that doesn't even... I don't even have it, so on Thanksgiving. I'm going to go with something original to my family. Every year, we make a Oreo brownie recipe that is absolutely... It's just... I think like 10, 15 years ago, someone came over our house with it, and then we took their recipe and just made it ever since. It's so good. If I could find a way to get Al a picture of it, if not, it's fine. But I might have a picture of it somewhere. But it's so good. I mean, it's both vanilla and chocolate Oreo. You mash it in the brownie. It's oh my gosh, Chris, that's look at Al.
Talk dirty to me, Samuel.
All right, so you mixed it now. Okay,
that gets me going.
Okay, see, the fat is in you. I know it is. Okay, Chris, I'll go with my number 2 here. I think this one's pretty straightforward. You can't go wrong with it. Mac and cheese. It's that simple. Mac and cheese. I know it's more than just a Thanksgiving food, but also it's always served on Thanksgiving. And who's passing up a plate of mac and cheese?
Nobody.
Who's doing that?
Nobody.
I mean, it's perfect. It's the perfect food.
I had to throw a dessert in my top 3, so mac and cheese is right on the fringe of this. It's more of my top 5.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put mashed potatoes in at...
respectable.
In at 2.
Run the ball.
Run
the ball. That's what it means.
I could have mashed potatoes every day of my life if I could. So good. It goes well with everything. You can dip another food in it if you really want to, if you're not scared of mixing your foods together.
Now, is this just mashed potato? I will allow you to rather pick just mashed potatoes or mashed potatoes and gravy. Are you a big gravy guy?
I'm not the biggest gravy guy, but I'm not gonna sit here and turn down gravy. Yeah. But I'll indulge in it. But I'm gonna go plain mashed potatoes. Okay, I'm not gonna do a little 2-in-1 action. Right, I feel it's cheating.
Okay. I only said that because I don't have gravy on mine. I know it's a big one.
Who's gonna stop me from taking a nice scoop of mashed potatoes and accidentally taking some gravy on it? Nobody's gonna stop me. Okay. Nobody. Put a little straw in the gravy.
No, I will show up at your house and stop you.
Put a little straw in the gravy. Drink up the gravy. Where's all the gravy?
Straw?
I'm making a joke, drinking the gravy.
I'm sorry.
If the gravy's right there. I'm making a joke.
I get it.
Like you drink the gravy.
Yeah, I got it.
Did you guys get it?
No. All right.
That was really
Chris,
stupid. I don't know why.
Better. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go out and say it right now. Turkey should be no one's number 1.
No.
I hope to God you don't have number 1.
It's the staple of Thanksgiving. It's the staple of Thanksgiving.
It's so overrated. It's so overrated. It's so dry. No one looks forward to it. Everyone gets one piece of turkey because they feel bad and they cook the big turkey, but everyone just goes for the sides.
The thing is, at Thanksgiving, if there's a turkey there, it's like you said, you have to take a piece just because
it's not terrible. It's just I never look forward to it.
When you think of Thanksgiving, what's the face of Thanksgiving? The turkey. It's just the staple food of it. I don't know what it is.
That's the green bean casserole, actually.
It's like 4th of July. What's the face of that? Hot dogs and hamburgers when it comes to food. Like that. You have to have one, if not both, maybe 3 or 4 of each. Who knows? A little Joey Chestnuts action. Nom nom nom. Eat up, big boy.
Oh my God. You like to watch them glizzies. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta get going. All right.
Oh my gosh. But you know what I'm saying? Every holiday always has one of those. And I'm not the biggest turkey fan. You know, this is gonna lead into my number one. I'm a ham guy. I have ham.
Number
one. Ham is
Al,
one of my
can you
favorites.
believe this?
No.
Ham.
That's good.
Ham number one.
Ham number one.
This isn't Christmas though.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Ham. You guys.
Then the next day you have some leftover
You're missing
ham.
so many good ones. I can't believe you
ham
left out
and
mac and
eggs.
cheese. You left out what I'm gonna say number one. I feel bad for leaving out one that I'm gonna give an honorable
Ham
mention
and
to in a
eggs for
second.
breakfast. Oh
That's
man,
crazy. That's crazy. I mean, ham's good, but number one over what I'm about to say.
I'm sorry we have different tastes.
I know.
taste
I
palates.
guess I just can't fathom. Okay,
what's
quick
your
shout
number
out
one?
to the sweet potato casserole because I cannot believe none of us have really mentioned
Oh,
that.
you're gonna probably say like stuffing or something like that.
Yeah.
How did I forget?
Yeah. How is stuffing not number one? You know, the funny thing is I didn't used to have stuffing up until very recently. I used to look at stuffing and be like, that looks like puke. Why would I ever try that? It smells weird. Like it's gross. But the second you actually try it, it's literally one of the best things that you ever taste. Like it's just so perfect. I don't know what is it? Breadcrumbs and what is exactly in stuff? It's weird. It's like
I have no
breadcrumbs
idea.
mixed with other shit.
It's just a bunch of
It's
stuff mixed
just
together,
it's
and it's
so
called
good.
stuffing.
It's hard to have it's hard to have a bad stuffing. Like it's just, I can't believe that's not in your top three. I can't believe none of us put sweet potato casserole. That's my honorable mention for sure. But I had to put the Oreo brownie just because that's a signature dish.
I like that. I like the little signature disc.
What are we missing? We're missing turkey. Oh, cornbread, cranberry sauce,
yeah.
gravy.
What are the desserts? I feel like desserts are very
apple
like
pie? People have
like desserts are very like family like oriented though. I feel like you said it's the custom one, like not the custom, but like the specialty.
yeah.
that certain
I mean, there's a lot of
families do.
dishes that are
People make
family
stuff, so it's all stuff like that.
glizzies, glizzy cake. Okay. Yeah. So I got Oreo, mac and cheese, stuffing is my top three. I'm very happy with it.
That's good. I mean, there's so much food. You know, I know I'm gonna listen to this back and be like, shoot, how did I forget so and so? If we did we could have done a top 100, and I could
Also, if I can find the text I sent to you about all the things I ate back in 2017 Thanksgiving, I will post it on Instagram. Well, I'll post on our Instagram because it's actually insane how much I used to eat on Thanksgiving. It was about 100 items.
That's way too many texts to go back.
I think I have it screenshot somewhere. I might have it. Anyways, that was fun, guys. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. Go dominate your little cousins in the turkey bowl. Absolutely moss them if you have to.
You know, when you get the ball in your hand in your family
That's gonna
football
be your
game,
celebration.
activate the beast quake. Just lower the shoulder and truck a person or two.
Dominate them enough, but don't hurt them, all right? Okay, guys, thank you for listening. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good Thanksgiving, guys.